Everybody heard about word private label and private label brands, but many few people actually know what private label means. In this video, I am going to make it extremely simple so anyone can understand easily what private label means. So retailers are selling mainly well-known brands product, but some product they are sell under their own brand name. For example, when you go to the DMart, they are selling many groceries from other well-known brands. But for example, comb, they are selling their own under their own brand name D Homes. So D Homes is a private label brand. So any brand that owned or developed by retailer, reseller or distributor, there are private label brands. For example, you go to the Lenskart, they are selling their IVS product under their own brand name. So this is a private label brand. In Europe and Canada, private label brands account for maybe 40% total products sold, and in Britain this number is around 50%. For national brands, retailers are both competitor and collaborator. One study found that 10 out of 7 customers said that private label brands product are as good as national level brands product. One study also found that because of recession, some people transfer from national brands to private label brands and they never come back again to national brands. But some marketers still believe that maximum market share can private label brand can gain is around 50%, because that first reason is that consumers' loyalty toward national brands, and second reason is that private label brands are not attractive in some categories. So question comes in our mind, why retailers are developing their own brand or spending money on developing their own brand. So answer is that stake is extremely high for private label brands. First, because that 1% shift from national brands to private label brands gonna change in for major supermarket, change in revenue shift around $5 billion. For retailer, they don't have to spend money on advertising, though they don't spend money on giving other retailers. They have to just outsource manufacturing. Rather than getting a little margin, they can get a whole margin. So that's why reason they are opening their own brand. Some people are confused between private label brands and generic brand. So generic brand are basically unbranded, plainly packaged, less expensive version of common product. Generic brands product are 20 to 40% less expensive than national level brands, while 10 to 20% less expensive than a private label brand. So why generic brands product are less expensive? Because they don't have to spend money on advertising and labeling and other expenses. In battle between retailer and national brands, retailer has more power, because national brands have to give some money to retailer for listing and advertising, in-store advertising, while for a retailer they hold their own brand, so they can obviously display their brand more, and they make sure their items are well stocked. Retailers, private brand, constantly trying to make their product more and more similar to national brands, so consumer have less and less reason to buy from national brands, while national brands trying to innovate their product and their marketing strategy to increase the gap between national brands and private label brands, so consumer can choose national brands. So this way they are both battling against each other.